The purpose of this video is just to show you the 5 different types of pull-ups that you can do to make your pull-ups more interesting. The reason why I believe a lot of people are lacking in terms of their back development is simply down to the fact that they aren't really good at doing pull-ups. You can do all the lat pull downs that you want, all the kind of machines that you want, but the fact that you can't move your body weight is going to hinder your muscle development quite a lot, because moving your body weight is just a basic principle that you should be able to do if you want to really build your back, especially if you're a natural athlete and you're not on steroids or anything like that. It will really help you. So try out these 5 different variations. So the first variation is a commando pull-up. This is kind of referred to as like an army pull-up as well. So what you're going to do is grab with your left arm here, and then with your right arm behind it. Now from this hanging position, you're going to pull to your left or pull to your right. So I'm going to start with pulling to my right. So pull to the right here, left shoulder to the bar, back down into a full hang, and then the other side. This is actually going to work your core as well, because your legs might swing out like this the first time you do it. So you have to use your core to keep it nice and straight. Let's go to the next one. So this next version is called the archer pull-up. So what you do is you grab the bar as normal, and instead of pulling straight up, you're going to pull to one side. This is going to teach you how to actually produce force maximally in each arm, and it's quite a good progression for the one-arm pull-up as well. So you just grab the bar like this, and pull to one side. Now bear in mind, when you do the archer pull-up, don't just pull to one side and focus on pulling only. Make sure that the arm that's not working is fully straightened out. So when you pull, you're going to go like that, fully straighten out. So this arm here, I'm not just letting it sleep. I'm not just going like that. That's very easy. That's more or less the same thing as pulling straight up. You're just moving your head. You don't just want to move your head. You want to actually put bias or put emphasis on one side. And the way you do that is you straighten out this arm completely, which takes the weight off it and actually puts the weight on the working arm. So you're just going like that, then you just kind of, it's like a neck workout in a way. You don't want to do that. So avoid that common mistake and make sure that you straighten out this arm here. And then when you pull up to the other side, you straighten out that arm there like that. And the best thing you can do is actually just record yourself, because it might feel like you're straightening out the other arm, but you're kind of just going like that. You're not really straightening it out fully. So if you need to record yourself, like for example like this, I can watch this back and I can see exactly what I'm doing. But let me just show you the example again. So you want to straighten out I'm going to pull my head that way, so to my left, and I'm going to straighten out this arm completely. So let me just show you how one rep looks like. And I can go to the other side. This variation here is really good if you want to actually get better at muscle ups. So a common problem for muscle ups is that people who can do pull-ups, they actually can't do the muscle up. The reason for that is because you need explosive pulling strength. So as you can tell by what I just said, this is going to be an explosive pull-up. So an explosive pull-up basically just means you have to pull down on the bar as hard as you can, and your goal or your intention is to pull the bar as low on your body as you can. So if my lower chest is here and the bar, I'm always pulling the bar to here, and my chin is just coming above, that's not really explosive. That's kind of just a standard pull-up. You want to aim for between your lower chest and your waist here. When you can pull the bar here to your waist, you'll have no problem doing muscle ups, and you're going to be very explosive. Let me just show you, for example, what you have to think of when you're doing an explosive pull-up. So normally you kind of just think of, all right, grab the bar, pull myself up until my chin comes above the bar. But with the explosive pull-up, you want to really set yourself properly, think about pulling as much as you can, swing slightly forward so you can actually generate some force, because if you just try to pull straight up, it's extremely difficult, and especially if you're first time like doing this exercise, you don't want to do that. So basically grab the bar, think about just pulling as much as you can, swing slightly forward, and then as hard as you can, pull the bar down. So right there, I just pulled it, I think, around here. So anything to lower chest and below, that means you're doing a good job. So now that we've covered the explosive pull-up, I'm going to actually show you something that's kind of the opposite of that, which is a 1.5 times rep. A lot of people have never done this before, but that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to teach you some new things that you might have not tried. So this is going to really help you contract your back maximally. When you're doing regular pull-ups, you'll just be going like this. One, back down, and then you do the second rep, third rep, fourth rep. What we're going to do is actually called 1.5 times reps. You're basically doing, instead of just one rep, you're doing 1.5 reps. And I'll show you what that extra half part looks like, because that's probably foreign to you. So instead of just going up and down, after we come up at this point, we don't come all the way back down. We put our eyes below the bar and then back up again. That'll be one. All the way back down, up, eyes below the bar, back up. So that little movement there, where you go from the top of the pull-up to eyes below the bar, that's a half rep. But that is going to really contract your back a lot, especially when you come back up to the top. So I'm just going to do it on the lower bar for this last one, called the L-sit pull-up. The L-sit, if you don't know, is a calisthenic skill where you hold your body in an L shape, and it uses your core a lot more than, I don't know, a sit-up or other variations. So what you're going to do is hang from the bar like this, and let me just give you a disclaimer, this is kind of an intermediate level or variational pull-up. So if you're a complete beginner, maybe watch this for fun, but don't actually try to do it, because there's a high chance that you won't be able to do these. But you can always work up to them, so that's the good news. So you just hang like this, bring your legs out in the L, and so when you're in that L, this is working a lot your core, and then from that position, you're on a pull. The good thing about the L-sit pull-ups is, obviously, I've just mentioned it works your core, but you're actually working from a complete hang, first of all, which is going to build raw strength. But the fact that your legs are out here in front of you, it means it takes even more strength to actually complete the rep. So when you go back to your feet just dangling from your waist, or just normal like this, it's going to be so much easier. But with the L-sit pull-up, more or less what you're going to do, you just get into that L-sit, hang here to train it, and just get good at hanging first before you start pulling up. And after you pull up, it's just going to be the same as a regular pull-up. It's really not that complicated, but you do want to be in an L. So if you're hanging from the bar and your legs are like this, that's perfect. You want that L shape like that. But most people, because their hamstrings are a bit stiff, they'll start hanging from the bar and they'll put their legs out, which is good, but their legs won't be adjacent to the floor. It won't make a right angle or L with the floor. The legs will actually come down like that, and that's going to make it a lot easier. So make sure you keep the hamstrings flexible by stretching them. And if you want, well, my advice actually, to record yourself from the side so you see if you are in an L shape or not, and you want to make sure that you are, basically. Just as an extra bonus tip, if you can't do that, what you can do is knee raised pull-ups, which is like an easier version. So you just raise your knees like this, and so you can imagine that's an L, but if you bring your knees in, it becomes a bit easier, and you can just do your pull-ups from that position instead. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video. That's 5 types of pull-ups that you can do. As I said at the start of the video, a lot of people struggle with their back development, but it doesn't have to be this way. You can definitely improve your back. Just make sure that you always stick with your training and get really good at pull-ups, and then you can really improve your back. Enjoy the training as well. Make sure you have fun, try these different variations, and don't forget to like, and subscribe.